Hello, this is Danny from Danny Design Studios. Thank you very much for joining me today. We're starting a new mini-series of technical videos using watercolouring effect techniques. And today we are going to be making this lovely card. And you can see on the background that this is using the technique I'm going to be showing you. So I've chosen 3 colours. So Mint Macaron, Calypso Coral and Daffodil Delight. And that is the background, and then it's mounted onto this sort of frame that we're going to create. And it's raised up with sort of like dimensionals, but it's a strip of dimensional, which means that at an angle it looks sort of much more sort of professional, and it just has a better appearance. So let's get started with this then. So the water painters come in 3, in a little pack of 3. The colours I've chosen is Mint Macaron, Calypso Coral and Daffodil Delight. And these are the re-inkers when you re-ink your stamp pad. These are the inks that you would buy to re-ink them when they're getting a bit dry and things. But you can actually use them as watercolour inks. So with your painters, you've got a broad tip, a large flat brush, then you've got a medium, no sorry that's the fine, and then you've got the medium tip. So what I've done is I put the ink about 3 drops into that little area here, open it up, pop 3 drops into here, and then you just fill it up with water. And then there's got a little area where you push these 2 together, and that will run into this little chamber here, and then as you're brushing it will run down and go onto your paintbrush bit. So let's get started with that. So I need, when you do this watercolour painting, you need fluid resistant watercolour paper. So it's Fluid 100 watercolour paper, and that's page 153, or the shimmery white cardstock, which I've used here, and that's page 153. And the classic ink pad inks are on page 142 to 144 of the annual catalogue. So I'm also using the Ornate layer dies and the Ornate Thanks stamp set. So I'm starting off with my Calypso Coral. I'm squeezing this together, and then it will create some droplets that go on your paper, and then you're basically going to, with your brush strokes, put it onto the paper. So that's that one. Then I'm going to use the Mint Macaron and again squeeze it onto the paper, and then a bit more. And last of all, the yellow. You can choose any colours you like, really, whatever you prefer, but I just thought it'd be nice to use these ones. Now you can wait for that to dry, or you could use your heat emboss tool to dry it off, but I have already made one earlier, so I'm going to put that aside, and probably by the time I finish it's going to be dry anyway. So I'm just going to get a clean pad, to show you how to create this little frame. So with creating this little frame, you need your die cut machine. So I've already popped it in, and you need plates 1, 2 and then 2 lots of 3, and you sandwich it in between the two number 3 plates. So I've got my card and then my die cut, and I'm going to crank that through. And go back again. Oops. That noise is perfectly okay. Probably shook the camera though, that's the trouble. Right, pop that aside, and then that is your die cut coming through. And I'm just going to get rid of all these little spots. So then I'm going to show you how to create this little frame. Now with your trimmer, you've got a scorer, which is the lighter one. You don't need that, you need this one, which is the actual cutter. And if you can see on this cutter, there's a little line, and that is where the blade finishes. So you can line it up. I'm going to have to stand up for this. So you're going to, with the top part of your die, and you know that this little groove is the cutter, so I'm going to just eyeball it really, and I'm going to take my blade to the top, and then I'm going to cut, and making sure that that little groove goes to a certain point there, and then I know that it's not quite gone to the little holes. I'm then going to position my cutter, and then again as far as it can go, and then I'm going to do score that right down. Sorry if I'm making the camera shake. And then you might have to just cut the rest by hand, but at least you've got the main part of it is straight, because you couldn't do this really straight with scissors, so it's better to do it on the cutter. So there we go. Now I'm going to put that aside because I've already cut my watercolour paint out. Then I'm going to use this from the many layered blossom dies, and I'm going to use that on my stamping trimmer. Just going to get my silicone mat there, and then I am going to turn that upside down, get some glue. The silicone mat, all types of glue will not stick to it, so it doesn't ruin your surface. So you can actually use the other part of your paper. And then these strips going to put onto the underside. And then I'm going to mount it onto here. Oh, this has got a bit of glue on it now, so I have to do it with the other side. So there we go. Then I've got my card. I'm going to put that to one side for the moment, and I've got my insert. Now I'm going to use Just Wanted to Say on black memento. Put that onto my hand now, have to be careful I don't get it everywhere. So that's done on the outside, and then I'm going to do the same on the inside, again in black. Need to stand up. Press really hard. Shake the camera at the same time. And then I'm going to put that onto my green, mount that onto my green onto the green mint macaron. You have to be so careful with the black because it's so easy to get black everywhere with all these dark colours. You just have to make sure you concentrate on what you're doing, or have a cloth maybe nearby. This insert just gives it a little sort of added touch really, and also thickens, because the white cardstock is a bit thinner than the rest. And then I'm going to mount that onto my card. Glue doesn't want to come out today. So that then goes onto there. And then I've used the Forever Greenery trim, is a cotton sort of cream, and this lovely gold trim as well. They both come both together, but I'm just using this one for the moment. And then I use a little glue dot . Roll it in your hands a little bit. And then going to pop that on the side. And I could just cut these tails off a little bit. And there we have it. too, just to say, and then inside is a thank you for everything. Okay, so there we go. This is the finished product, and thank you very much for joining me today. Until next time, happy stampin' crafters. If you like this video, please click the like button below, and please subscribe and select the bell icon to all to receive notifications of when I upload. Thank you.